It's time for Whirlpool presents ESPNcricinfo T20 timeout powered by Dell. We're looking ahead to the game between Mumbai Indians and Rajasthan Royals. Joining me shortly, Ajit Agarkar and Dasgupta. Right, Ajit, Deep, you know the drill. First to five statements as we preview this game coming your way. Number one, Rajasthan's Indian pacers need to step up. Ajit?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, they've had a couple of games in Sharjah, so that's not made any life any easy for them. But you'd want as the tournament progresses that it's always been the case. I mean, you most teams have quality overseas guys. It's how your Indians perform in that 11 or the 7 out in those 11 dictates how well the team eventually does in that tournament. So, having said that, now Unadkat is one of the guys who's got a lot of experience now. Uh, he'd probably get better conditions to bowl than in Dubai and Abu Dhabi than in Sharjah. So that might help for sure. There is no doubt that they've got the resources. I think, but they've got to start coming up with better performances to back up Archer because one guy can't do it on his own.
Yeah, Deep, is there a case for changing personnel? There is Varun Aaron in that squad. There's Karthik Tyagi as well, if you want a bit of an unknown seamer.
Yeah, I was watching Karthik Tyagi bowl the other day. I mean, just before the game, he looks solid. Obviously, he's picked up a lot of wickets in the Under-19 World Cup as well. Then you have Ankit Rajput, who's had a fair performance in the last couple of games that he played. But they will have to find out a way because yes, Jaydev. I'm a little surprised because he picks. I mean, his performance in domestic cricket is so good. He's been wonderful last couple of years, but it's just that he finds it a little difficult in the IPL. So maybe just look at Ankit Rajput again because he's one guy who can bowl in the death, is sharp, can get the ball to swing if there is any swing on offer with a new ball. So I think it's not a bad idea to have a look at Ankit again.
All right, let's go to our next statement. That's that Bumrah should take the new ball against Jos Buttler. We've been calling for it for a few games now, Ajit.
I don't think it's happening. I don't think he bowls the first 4 overs, let alone the first or second over. I have no idea. I mean, look, Pattinson's a really good bowler and he's done well for them. But it's beyond me why you would not bowl Bumrah in the first 2 overs. I mean, Bolt, I can still understand even if he wants to take the first over, but second over, we saw, that partnership that Kings 11 had, and then he comes on and gets Mayank with a absolute ripper. Just good length, but lots of speed and just different quality, class, whatever you call it. I mean, I can't see any reason why Bumrah shouldn't bowl one of the first 2 overs. I really don't understand it.
Deep, we're calling for just 1 over in the new ball. Like Archer bowls 1 over, Rabada bowls 1 over. Bumrah doesn't come on till 5 or 6.
Seriously, and chances are when he comes in the fifth and you can understand why, because you want your best bowlers to bowl the fifth or the sixth over, especially against said batsman. But the whole idea, I think what Ajit is also trying to mention, why give the opposition batsman the opportunity to get set when you have someone like Bumrah. And listen, Pattinson's done a fairly decent job. He's done a good job. Let's put it this way. He's done a good job. But I think Bumrah might just give something extra to the side.
All right, let's go to our next statement. Let's talk about Rajasthan's bowling plans in their power play. And we're saying, Deep, that Shreyas Gopal should be bowling in the power play. Thoughts?
Listen, in Abu Dhabi, he can because size of the ground. I know the numbers are good. And also being a wrist spinner and somebody who bowls quick in the air and doesn't really turn the ball a lot. So he's a lot straighter. Listen, you've got someone like Rohit also who has not of late picked the spinners or rather the leg spinner and is googly that well in the last year or so, especially when like early in his innings. So yeah, I mean, definitely has a case there.
Ajit?
I think it'll all depend on the situation. I think a lot of teams have tried leg spin against Rohit earlier on. But then if Ishan Kishan's into bad, look, Surya Kumar Yadav plays spin quite well. So does De Kock, who's a left-hander. It'll actually depend on how Mumbai have started the innings and then go from there. There's always a case because his numbers look good or he picks up wickets earlier on, bowls quite straight like Deep said. But should that be a sort of a decided ploy? I'm not sure. I think it'll always be dependent on that particular day, but he's always an option. And someone who gets wickets should always be an option in the first 6 overs because that's where you try and set up the game.
All right, let's go to point number 4. And I'm going to reveal point 5 at this time too, because we know they're interrelated. Point 4 is Rajasthan need to move on from Robin Uthappa. And point 5 is Smith batting at 4. So let's save the Smith conversation then. First, let's figure from the two of you whether you think they should get another person, another resource in instead of Uthappa. Deep?
Well, I'll try and address the fifth point earlier if that's all right with you. Uh,
Hmm.
in my opinion, I think he should bat at 4. Right, that's what I think. Especially because he's someone who can control. His game is controlling the innings, right? His game is not going in the top 6 and going after or getting after the bowler. That's not the Steve Smith, at least that I know and I've seen. So his game is a little different. His game is more suited for the middle overs and then finish it strongly. So that's one thing. So if I think he should bat at 4, then obviously the opening slot opens up, right? And that's where if you look at Robin Uthappa, all the success that he's had in IPL is opening the innings, right?
Hmm.
So obviously it's more challenging, or it's been more challenging for him to find his find his feet at number 4 in the middle overs. So obviously he's kind of felt that challenge, and it's not his position as of now. So that opens up the debate between Robin Uthappa opening or Jaiswal. Jaiswal again is a very talented youngster, very good talented youngster. Yeah, and he looks ready for this level of cricket as well. So then again, it becomes a different discussion whether you go with Robin Uthappa or Jaiswal.
So who do you go with? Do you want to go with Uthappa or do you go with Jaiswal if you have to
See,
partner?
someone as senior as Robin, I would give him an opportunity to open the innings as well and prove a point. If he's fine, it's fine, because I think it's a little unfair unless that opening slot is not opening up. Unless you've made up your mind that nee, Robin is batting at 4, then I guess it's time to move on and find somebody else.
Okay.
But if you're putting Steve Smith at 4 and the opening slot opens up, I think it's only fair for somebody who's done so well in IPL as an opener should be given the first opportunity. Unfortunately, again, Jaiswal, I'm sure he'll get his opportunities as well.
Ajit?
Yeah, I think Jaiswal should come in. I think Smith, it might solidify the middle order if Smith does bat at number 4. We've again seen Sanju Samson after having a couple of good innings, couple of really sort of soft dismissals, which we've known with him throughout the IPL. Plays these innings where you almost see like how good the guy is, but for some reason can't maintain the consistency we associate with really top players, which Rajasthan ideally would like from him.
All right, Ajit Agarkar, Deep Dasgupta, thank you very much for previewing Mumbai Rajasthan on Whirlpool Presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout powered by Dell.